Hello, all you wild, weird, wonderful, wacky people live out there in YouTube land. I'm a bit late. I wasn't actually going to come live, and then I had the time. So happy days. Here I am, but I forgot to let people know. Yeah, I'm great that way, aren't I? So we'll just give it a minute and let a few people come in. I have to get better at telling people I'm going live. I really do. I'm very bad. I was supposed to have a customer arriving, but they couldn't make it, so that's all right. That means I can go live. I don't know whether it's the pollen in the air or what it is. My nose is non-stop. It's driving me crazy. So we'll just give it a couple of minutes. How is everybody anyway? Deborah, how you doing, darling? How are you keeping? Was it nice where you were over the weekend? Because it was crap here. Roberta, how you, darling? Was it nice where you guys were over the weekend? Because it was absolutely crap here. We had thunderstorms and everything. It was just, oh. I'm so done with it. I was even looking at maybe Croatia last night for a trip. I'd love to see Dubrovnik. I haven't been there yet. I keep meaning to go, but the Mediterranean always calls. I do love the Med, I have to say. Yeah, I suppose it's familiar as well, and Spanish and Italian. It's familiar to me. Good, thank you. It rained all weekend in London. Oh God, you too. Yeah, we have the same rain. Oh God, really? Hey, YouTube lady, how you doing, darling? I was just asking the folks what the weather was like where you are over the weekend because we had thunderstorms here and everything. Oh, it was just pathetic. I start looking up at Spain, and it was like, oh, I want to go somewhere. It's not the best of summers. Actually, I can't remember the last time we had a good summer. It's probably about 5 years ago. I think we had 3 weeks straight of like up in the 30s with no rain, not a drop of rain. Yeah, people were losing their minds here. They're not used to it, the first week everybody was, yeah, hey, how's it going? Second week, gee, it's a bit hot, isn't it? Come the third week, people were nearly killing each other. It was very funny. Oh Lord, stop. Yeah, still humid. I know. It's funny weather. It's peculiar. It's like if the clouds had only just bugger off, it would be fine. We'd get a bit of air or a bit of sun or a bit of some feckin' thing instead of this muggy, humid sort of. This is just awful weather for colds. That kind of way, or hay fever. You get it and you can't shake the feckin' thing off. So how's everybody keeping other than that? Oh, well, I think everything's fairly quiet enough on the tubes. I'm trying to think of anything really to say. No, just that there's a load more protests going on over in Ireland here. I think there's nearly one every day somewhere about the immigration and the things that are happening, and it's getting out of control. I mean, it's really going wild. Hey, Cassius, how's it going, darling? It's getting wild over here now. As I said, we've got lads that are patrolling the streets in Dublin, like they've just decided to cobble together. I won't say vigilantes as such, but just walking the streets. The cops won't, to keep people safe. It's just insanity now how far it's gone. But not humidity and stuff where the bed sheets are. Yeah, but that's only special Burnley humidity. That's not like the humidity you and I get. It's a special Burnley humidity. Haven't used the iPad. Set my phone back. Oh yeah. Oh no, Cass again. Oh, you must be losing your little mind. How's it going, JC? How's it going, honey? Good to see you. Actually, do you know what? Let me drop the link while I am at it. Well, what I wanted to ask, again, somebody sent me a screenshot, and it was Helen saying that AD has no appeal. And I looked at the paperwork, and I thought, well, where does it say that? Where I just don't see where it says that. Now, at this stage in the game, to be perfectly honest, I couldn't give a flying shit who wins. To be honest, I don't. Um, both of them are liars, as far as I can see. Both of them are sneaky cash grabbers, as far as I can see, and one is no better than the other. So I really, I really couldn't give a shit who wins at the end of the day. But why do they have to? Why does she constantly have to stick her nose in and make something about that family in that case when it's got nothing to do with her? I don't understand it. And troublemakers, yeah, I know, but it's just weird. It's like she can't do a post without somehow referring to the family or the court case or the. It's just fucking weird. You know what I mean? It's like, is this all you have going on in your life? It's pathetic. Yeah, all that trouble. Echoes in one place. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Oh, how you doing, MRE? How are you? You're as good. If you're free, you're welcome to drop up, because I know you're often running into work at this time. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been really keeping up with that, just whatever JC kind of posts or stuff that gets sent to me via screenshots. But she thinks she's the representative for Rusex. They've got a mouth, and yeah, I know. Back with coffee in a few. Okay, darling. I don't understand it. I really just don't get it. She has loads of other stuff she could talk about. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, darling. That's very kind of you. Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to catch up with you, because I definitely want to do a history live with you, because that would be super cool. Yeah, you're a fountain of knowledge. Your knowledge on history is just incredible. I love it. So I feel like I'm listening to seriously seriously good episode of some mad history show that I've somehow stumbled upon, and I'm blessed that I did. You're brilliant, honestly. If you have never thought of going into teaching history, I would definitely think you missed your calling in life, because yeah, I would be literally glued to every word you'd say if I had a teacher like you in school, because you're passionate about what you do. But anyway, definitely we'll catch up, and we'll do that one of the days when you're free. But yeah, as for we can cover a topic maybe. Yeah, actually, that'd be really cool. Yeah. Because where Gringos, that word came from. That came from Gringons, the Irish that fought alongside the Mexicans. Gringos. That's where it was, green guns originally. But yeah, and yeah, that would be brilliant. Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I've always another minute on that crap. I know. Look, those two are just, I don't know. I really don't know. But why can't they just leave it? Oh, St. Patrick. Yes, I was thinking of further back. Or were you? No, maybe not. No. You're going further back than I'm going. Sorry. I'm hopping from one thing to another in my head. St. Patrick, yes, that would be a really, really interesting one. Definitely. Yeah, well, you let me know when you're up for what days you're up for, and we'll organize it. Yeah, he's a great guy. If you haven't subbed up to MRE, definitely do. He's a great guy, fantastic content, and you will learn something. You will learn something.
Hey, top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I was well, once you mentioned the St. Patrick's division, I had to jump up for a minute. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah.
gringos, the word.
Mm.
During the Mexican-American War, a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
Irish came over here, and they were treated like shit by their Anglo-Saxon
Well, we were
sergeants.
slaves. We were
No, they weren't
slaves, and it
slaves.
was
No, they were free Irishmen that came over, and they joined, and they were forced to join the military, right? And they
yeah,
were treated like crap, basically, by a lot of the Protestant troops and
yeah.
NCOs. So what they did was they actually went and joined the Mexican side, and
I
they
know.
fought as the St. Patrick's division
Yeah,
in Mexico.
yeah,
Very fascinating story because they thought to themselves like this, like, hey, we're not traders. We came over here. The English been treating us like shit for years. At least these people share our religion and
yeah.
treat us a lot better. So the St. Patrick's, I forget what they called them. It's the St. Patrick's Division or something like that.
Brigade. It would have been a brigade,
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
sorry,
imagine.
brigade. Yes,
Yeah,
brigade. The St. Patrick's Brigade. Yes, they
yeah.
fought. And you know what happened to them after they were captured? They were all hung and tortured by the U.S. Army as
Yeah.
deserters and all that stuff.
They were going to be killed anyway. I mean, well, you see, the problem therein lies how these men were drafted in.
Yep.
Some of them were indentured slaves over here. Some of them were locked up for maybe robbing a piece of bread, or or maybe they were arrested for speaking Irish, and it was either, well, you join the army or you die. So there was no choice. You had to join the army. So when they joined the army and then they start fighting against the Mexicans, they were kind of like, hang on a fucking minute, we like these guys. This is their land. Jesus, you're doing to them what you done to us. No, we're not having this. So they all swap sides. And I do remember, I think the Mexican general at the time said if he only
General Santa Anna.
that's the one. He only said if he had another couple of brigades like the Irish, he would have
Yep.
beat the Americans. Yeah.
Yeah. A very fascinating topic during the Mexican-American War stuff.
Isn't it?
Yeah, very, very. I loved learning about the St. Patrick's Brigade and stuff like that. They helped defend Mexico City, a whole bunch of. It was very sad when they weren't caught, though. They were all hanged, and
Yeah, but they knew that. They knew. I mean, look, if they had gone back, if they would have been killed anyway. So I mean,
oh yeah,
die fighting rather than die subservient.
of
So
course,
yeah,
of course. But I just wanted to jump on real quick for that. I got to take off, but yeah, we will. We're gonna plan. We'll do a Gonzalo Guerrero stream, and
that'll be cool.
that. It'll be fun. But
Yeah,
God bless
will.
you all. Cassius, God bless, and everybody in the chat.
Yeah, good to talk to you, darling. Mind yourself. God bless. Have a good day.
I will. God bless you. But once I hear history, I had to jump on for a second. I have to go. Bye.
Bye, love. Take care. Yeah, so that's a really interesting story. I remember reading about that not so long ago, and I was fascinated by it. And I keep meaning to delve deeper into it. But I'm a person who likes to listen to people talk rather than read books, because I feel I find I'm reading the same sentence or the same paragraph over and over and over. I can't concentrate. But if somebody's actually telling me a story, I will be glued to it, So, and especially somebody like MRE, he's just got a great way of putting things across. So yeah, I would be glued to every word coming out of his mouth. So yeah, so back to the this AD thing. They're at a point where they just need to shut up and let the solicitors deal with this now. It's in court, it's in motion, the wheels are turning, and let the chips fall where they may, is my opinion. And I don't know. I really don't know. It could go either way. To be perfectly honest with you, I think it could go either way. But who's to know, really? But I know coming on here, doing what they're doing isn't helping them. And having people claiming that they're working for them isn't going to help them, because they're getting themselves involved and embroiled with all sorts of other things online. And you really shouldn't be doing that if you're working for a family doing whatever it is that you think you're doing. But you know what? Whatever, have at it. I'd really much prefer to be talking about things that I really enjoy, like that whole American Mexican battle. I just found that absolutely fascinating, and they have They have a day as well. I can't remember the date, but they in Mexico they celebrate the Irish, and they how they almost beat the Americans, which was yeah, it's kind of sad that there wasn't more of us there to back them up, but what can you do? History is history. If AD wins, so be it. If the other one wins, so be it. I think people are sick of it, and it's doing them no good trying to ram it down other people's throats. It ain't working. Well, exactly. Exactly, Cass. I mean, I'm at the same point as you now. I just don't care. I don't care anymore. I haven't cared in such a long time, but we keep getting it rammed down our throats in some way or another. Um, and the remedies here, and as far as I know, it's not in October or whatever. Though I don't think it was. Actually, I don't know. I'd have to look at it again, and it means that I'd have to go out of my way to look at it again, and I can't be arsed, so I'm not gonna bother. But yeah, JC would be the one to talk to about all of that kind of stuff, because she's fairly on the ball when it comes to things like that. Whereas I genuinely just don't give a shit. What happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All as well. But yeah, what else has been going on in the tubes? There's a lot of stuff going on the tubes, but none of it which I care to even talk about. I mean, uh, you know, there are people begging to be mentioned. They really are, and I'm not going to, because they lose brownie points with their clan if I do. So I'm not going to mention them. But I just find your behaviors very odd, very, very, very odd for people who continuously go on about fighting the good fight and fucking this, that, and the other. Well, hypocrisy isn't the word. You call me a hypocrite when you cut out everything that Salty was saying. You cut out like what she actually said, and anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Cassius, they say we lie, biggest joke on. Yeah, that's incorrect. That's definitely incorrect. I've walked away from people many, many times in my life for the same shit, for lies. I have no time for them. I can't deal with them. I mean, because you never know where you stand with somebody when they lie to you once. I mean, what's stopping them from lying to you again, or about something bigger? And, so I can't go there. I'd rather somebody come to me and say, listen, I've fucked up. I've done this, or I've said that. I go, oh, Jesus, okay, fine, okay, right. Well, obviously I'll side with you. You're my mate, but you better not do that again, or I'll break your neck, and I'd still have their back. But, like, don't go lying to me, definitely don't go lying to me. I don't know what to do with myself today, because I was supposed to have a customer coming in, and that didn't pan out. So I might look at the garden and maybe chop a bit more back of it. I call it the Amazon now. It's just gotten completely out of hand. Of a lilac tree, bush, young thing that's just, it's gone crazy. And I've hydrangeas that have gone crazy. And yeah, there's a lot of it out there to do. Yeah, it's great having a big garden and having a bit of land, but when it comes to looking after it and keeping on top of it, it's just, ugh. It's constant. I feel like a farmyard hen. I'm constantly bending down, pulling up weeds. They say really. I know. The posts and lies, the only things. I know. It just, you know what? I'm just jaded with the whole thing. I really am. I'm just so fucking jaded. I'm so over it. It's like, who cares? I want to talk about things that are actually interesting. Like with MRE, I'm so looking forward to talking about that, because I just find that endlessly interesting, where the Irish have got themselves to, and how they got themselves into all these situations. It's fascinating to me. And the Scots, and I mean, I think the thing with the Scots and the Irish is we're so alike, because we are basically the same people. We are Celts. Um So yeah, I think that's why we get along so well with the Scots, and obviously the Northern Ireland lads and the Welsh, and even in recent times the lads from the UK. Well, it's a lot better than it used to be, put it that way. But yeah, no, it's great. Historically going back, I just find the whole thing incredible. Scotland was called after oh, what was her name? I can't remember her name. But I think, is she buried in Ireland? And Ireland was called after Eru, which is another female goddess. Um, Celts or Celts, hey, you bedtime clown. Celts, the Celts. Um, yeah, so Ireland was called after Eru, which was one of the Tuatha De Danann. They were like the mythical gods, if you like. They would have been Celtic folklore. So I'm not too sure if Scotland had that as well. Cassius, did you guys have the stories of the Tuatha De Danann? I don't know, growing up, if you did. Um, they're brilliant stories. They're fascinating, and they were um, a whole kind of clan of people, but they were kind of gods and goddesses. Uh, Not kill species. I've got mine tucked away. Lordy, lordy. So I don't know. I mean, I was on COVID's yesterday, and he was going on about Lycan and some other guy, and had one of them in court or something. What is happening there? There's a lot of people getting their panties in a twist, bringing people to court over stupid things, and I don't understand it. Scotty, yeah. Yeah. So it's Irish as well. Yeah, cool. But was she, am I, are I getting this wrong? Was she Native American? I'm nearly sure she was, or I don't think she was one of the two of Dodana. Not her cubs for. Yeah, he hasn't really been on. Like most of us, he's got a life and he's busy. He's running his business. He's looking after his dad. He's going to see Mel, and I think they live on. They live very very far apart from each other. So I suppose a lot of that time is spent traveling to see each other. Um, which they're lucky they can do, because living so far apart from people can be quite expensive after a while, yourself. Um, yeah, so I think he's on the East Coast, she's on the West Coast, I think. I think. I'm not 100% sure actually where she lives, but I think that's where she lives. Hey Sheila, how's it going? Yeah, I never got into the whole liking thing either. I mean, I do know he was with Oh, you have coffee, can travel. Okay, I'll drop the link if you want to come up, JC. I never got into the whole lichen thing either. I know he was with Amber, or she met him, or that's about the extent of it. That's about all I know of him, and I have no desire to know any more about him. He just seems to be like, wherever he goes, shit seems to follow him. I did say hello to Sheila, didn't I? No, it's okay. I wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to go live, darling. I was going to leave it because I had a customer supposedly coming and she cancelled, and I was feeling a bit shitty. And then I just all of a sudden had an hour, an hour and a half free. So I thought, fuck it, I'll go live. Yeah, did I miss? I don't think I missed anybody. Mama Sandy's bestie, Emma lost her court case. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Oh, JC, are you free? Can you come up and tell us a bit about that, darling? Because I'd love to hear about that. I don't know what happened there or who was. I don't go near her channel. I can't be arsed with it. If you're free, JC, can you come up and tell us about that, the MRB thing? Howdy doody. Are you on a lag? I'm not sure. I think you're on the right track. I remember back because there's a question was called. It was called. Caledonia, but I think yeah, Caledonia. But I'm nearly sure Scott. I'm nearly sure she was Native American. I'm nearly 100% sure she was Native American, and I think there's a river in Canada called after her as well. It'll come to me. It will come to me, but Scotty wasn't her full name. It was shortened. Oh, I can't. It'll come back to me when I'm not thinking about it. Something like me ma. Well, I don't. Yeah, I hate when people. Do you know what? The only time I found anybody writing in their Scottish dialect funny was when I was reading Train Spotting. That was the only time I found that funny. Yeah, that was it. It was the only time I found it funny. Ugh, my dog isn't feeling the best. He's upstairs, still in bed. Poor thing. He's allergic to insect bites, and he got a bite in his tail, and he's feeling sorry for himself. He's upstairs with an antihistamine in him and cream on him, and he's Jesus Christ, I baby that thing far too much. Hey, Bubba, you coming down? I guess that means a no. Yeah, so does anybody know what happened? Or like, okay, so who did MRB take to court, or what was all that about? I yeah, please do, JC, because I'm lost with that. I don't know what's going on there at all. So I was never one that went over to her. I just couldn't be dealing with her, you know. I found her voice very irritating, and then you had to look at her as well. So I found the whole thing very off-putting. And then the begatons, and yeah, no thanks. I couldn't be dealing with that. Again, lads, if you haven't subscribed up to MRE, definitely do. He's a great guy. You wouldn't know where the conversation would go. That's what I love about him. He's just a head of knowledge. Yeah, I love being around people like that because you learn something, you know. That was a new one for me though. When I found out Gringos, it came from Green Guns, that I was like, oh my God, Jesus, we're Irish. We get everywhere. But I am going to definitely look into that for you, Cass, about I'm nearly 100% sure she was Native American. I just can't think of her name. Yeah, it's just we were Hibernia first. Ireland was Hibernia first, and you guys were Caledonia. And then Eru, well, Era. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder when and why they've changed. Another thing with the iPad, I can't get on WhatsApp. I have to show it and catch you through my. Oh no! Hey Dolly, how you doing, chicken? Oh, I don't believe you. Oh fucking hell! How is the new Baba? How is the new furball? Is he or she well? Oh, she. It's a she. That's right. Is she well? Little furball, little cutie. Ah, good. She's so cute. She's so cute. I love them when they're, little kitten sizes. I mean, they're mad. They go at your hands like whatever, but I mean, they're so cute. Playing with them, they're just. The same with puppies. I love them. They're adorable. And then they grow up and get attitudes. It's just like your kids. She's wow. She's jumping from the sofa right up. Holy crap! Wow, she is no fear. I have to say, do. She's no fear, bless her. Oh, oh. How's our salty girl doing? Is she well? And our little salty. You have 3 cats. I have 2, who are currently sitting outside the door, looking at me. Yeah, They're the sweetest little things. And my female now wouldn't be as nice as my male cat. It's funny, like she's a bit more feisty. She would well, mind you, they were feral when I got well when we sort of corralled them and kept feeding them to keep them here. Like whereas the little guy is he's sweet enough, but the girl cat is way more feral. Like she's not into being cuddled or picked up or hugged. But the other guy, yeah, no problem. He'll roll around on his back feet, and yeah, no bother. God, big so great. Well, give them my love. Tell them I said hello, won't you? Yeah, so the female, yeah, definitely not very interested in any hugs or cuddles, which I thought was a bit odd. But the other little guy, oh yeah, all day long, all day. But the one thing that I will say about Lulu is that she's a great hunter. I mean, it's horrible though. Every morning I wake up, there could be two or three little field mice, little voles or birds or whatever. Like, so there could be a whole heap of dead bodies at my door when I get up in the morning. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, Lulu. And I know it's her because I always see her dropping them at the door. I mean, bless her, she's as sweet. She thinks she's doing a great job. And I suppose she is, but the little voles, they don't do any harm. Cassie got kitten. Yeah, Cass got a little kid on. She's so cute. Trying to get Floki used to the kitten is another thing. Oh, okay. You know what? It'll happen. Do you know what? You just have to let the two of them get on with it. I remember I had the same situation. And yeah, you just have to let them get on with it and pay no attention. And the more you mind them and try to keep them apart, the worse it's going to end up being. Just leave the two of them to get on with it, because the big cat won't really hurt the small cat. It'll hurt it in so much that it's telling it off, but it won't hurt it. And the other thing will just drive it demented. But they will find their rhythm. They will get into it. They'll be fine. I mean, I had hens and ducks and a dog that, blonde lab. And when I brought them home, he's like, oh, brilliant. He was off chasing them. I grabbed him and just, I had to bring him out and in and out and in. And after a while, like, actually the next day, he was absolutely fine with them. He didn't go near them. He didn't chase them. He didn't try to bite them. What he did do is try to give them a bath, and they didn't know what to make of that. So he was a big soft. He was, my Georgie. I loved him to pieces. Hey, there she is. Hey, JC.
Hello, hello, hello. Can we hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, sweetie.
Beautiful. All right. So I guess I should start out by saying I have to correct myself. I was wrong. See, Helen Schaefer, how easy that is when you make a mistake, how you can actually own up to it and make apologies and correct yourself, and it's not a big deal. So it turns out I thought I thought the case was over and done. It's not. So as of about 5 days ago, closing arguments happened. Okay. Final documents are in, and it looks like at this point, I just kind of quickly went over and had a quick look. And as of 2 days ago, they're just waiting for the final judgment. So I do take it back. I was wrong. It's not. She did not lose yet, but it's kind of looking in my opinion, it's looking from what I know, it's not looking so good for Carolyn.
Okay. So, right. So, and what was all that about? Because I didn't have any idea of any of that going on. So I know somebody said something about it ages ago, but because I don't go to her channel, I didn't really take it on board too much.
So I don't know all the details. I really have zero interest in mommy ramblings whatsoever. But I remember when I think I was watching the fake detectives that had or watching the Whack Jobs now had let me know that so a channel called Hell to the Know, which it's HELL to the Know. You can find that channel. So from my understanding, so I followed it a little bit in the beginning when the case first was I guess served or what's the word I'm looking for? It's so early in the morning. I haven't even had a full coffee yet.
Don't worry.
You guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess from my understanding is Hell to the Know used to be one of Merv's supporters.
Okay.
And obviously, as it seems with Carolyn, there was probably some sort of shadiness, but there was some sort of fallout. And essentially I watched I think there was maybe one or two lives or videos. I haven't really followed up much until just now to kind of look back. I'd sort of forgotten about it for a bit, but basically held to the nose. So I guess Carolyn had laid kind of like what we know, but false copyright strikes on her channel, on some of her videos or her lives, and basically held to the no, took her to court over it.
Oh,
yeah. So false copyright striking and abuse of the YouTube reporting tools doesn't always work out for people. And in this case, it seems, I mean, it's still, yeah, it's not done and dusted yet, but basically took her to court for applying these false copyright strikes.
wow.
Good for her. Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that.
Well, sure you can. Because I mean,
Yeah.
essentially, right? Like, let's not get into the whole false copyright strike debacle, like with Claire Morgan and the false copyright strikes. Essentially, what should happen is if everything is above board and on the up and up, when you apply those false copyright strikes. Oh my God, I need more coffee. When you apply legit copyright strikes,
Yeah.
if somebody wants to counterclaim on it, then essentially you would need to take legal action, right? And this is where the whole thing with Claire Morgan, the non-lawyering fucking liar and false copyright striker, didn't do anything. She never submitted anything after. YouTube wanted more information. So essentially, in a proper legit scenario, we'll use you, Wick, and you and me. So I lay a legit copyright strike on something you've put up. You're like, no, it was fair use. I'm going to counterclaim. I would then be required to basically, at the end of the day, if you're going to follow all the way through with it, take you to court, and in court prove that I own the intellectual rights to that property or to that fixture or whatever it is that I've copyright struck you for. So in this case, yeah, she followed through and took her to court for basically abusing the system and being a fraud, laying fraudulent copyright strikes.
Oh, good enough on her. Well done to her or him or whoever.
Yeah.
Oh, good on them.
It's a girl.
Oh, okay.
Or a woman.
Oh,
I should say it's a woman, female.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's just nice to know in case people get offended if I call her a man or whatever.
Well, you never know in this day and age.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely now that I see it was like just 5 days ago that the final arguments. I see a stream from somebody else. It wasn't held to the no. I think it's what's her name? It's Randy's Life, I think, might be one that's also covering it. I don't hear. I'm gonna drop once I'm done. I don't have the chat open right now, but I will drop the link after I get down once I have the chat back open, because I can only have StreamYard open right now.
Yeah, no.
And so it's that stream from 5 days ago with the final arguments, and then I would imagine that final judgment's going to potentially come down anytime now. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, well,
I hope held to the no wins.
Yeah, so do I. I wish her the best of luck, because that nonsense needs to stop. It really does. It needs to stop. People pinching other people.
Oh, I can. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Wiccan.
No, it's just people pinching other people's material and work. It just needs to stop. It's bullshit.
Well, it's not in this case, though. It's not that held to the no was pinching anything. It's Carolyn's. It's just, it's her way of trying to silence and shut people up. Sound familiar? Right?
Yeah. No,
I was thinking the other, actually, I think it was even just yesterday, and it makes me laugh when I think about it in hindsight. So false striking, in order to silence people and shut them up because they don't like what's being put out. Look at what happened with Cohen Davis and me and my Solicitors Regulation Authority complaint video I put up. They took it down. So make this make sense.
I know.
A big law firm accused me of bullying them.
Wow.
Right? Because that was their rationalization for taking the video down, bullying, when all it was my correspondent or my actual complaint to the Solicitors Regulation Authority complaint. This big, supposedly, precedent-setting law firm that deals with defamation. This law firm is accusing a female in Canada of bullying them.
Wow. I mean,
when they're right?
Yeah. I mean,
so talk about using the tool for the wrong reasons and abusing them.
Yeah, but surely you have a right to be able to put out your own information and on what you've done and what you've said. I mean, surely you were within the confines of the law, I would imagine.
Well,
do
first
what you
off, don't
did.
call me Shirley. No, but that's it. They're basically trying to shut up my freedom of expression, is what we have here in Canada, which is similar to you guys because we're part of the Commonwealth. But yeah,
Yeah.
they just didn't like, because don't forget, they also told us, so the Solicitors Regulation Authority was covering up for them, but saying they never had any association with Claire
Oh,
Clear
that's not
of a
true.
porky pie that is. So it was basically they used. No, of course it's not true. And I have the whole entire email correspondence with the Solicitor Regulation Authority. So the point being, though, is they abused the reporting tools to have something taken down because they didn't want that out there that was showing their own shady, shitty behavior.
Yeah. Like so many others that they, and it's a good. I'm thrilled now. I am actually thrilled now that I know a bit more about it. I hope to God that they come down on the side of sense and they rule for her. I really do, because I mean, you can't go around shutting people up just because you don't like what they're saying.
Well, exactly. And it's, it kind of, it's sort of interesting when we say it now, because if we go back, I mean, I'm not getting into, I mean, we all know that AD did some really shitty shit along the way.
Yeah.
He made up a bunch of crap, that was never true. But at the end of the day, if you think back to 2019, 2020, he's always said, well, it's my opinion and it's my opinion. So why is it they need to only shut him up?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it again, it's not moral, right? But you think back to when the height of Armchair with his Watts case stuff, he was at that point, right? I mean, social media was nothing of what it is now, and he was kind of the big one that was, doing those Watts case shows every night, and getting more and more, hyperbolic with it. But now, if you think all these years later, nothing has done to squash any of it. It's social media has become extensively and vastly worse. There's how many more hundreds and thousands of channels, way bigger channels.
I know.
Than AD ever was, still going on about it. But apparently none of those channels seem to bother any of the family or the motley crew over there that really just have a personal beef with AD.
That, isn't it? Because I mean, this guy, I mean, Kowalski, is it? I don't know what his name is, but he's just
Zawalki or whatever. I don't even watch any of that
yeah,
shit anymore.
Same. But I mean, I think I watched one of his things and I just thought, oh my God, you're just AD but in a different suit. You know what I mean? Because he's coming up with the exact same stuff AD said, like the exact same stuff.
Oh yeah,
like the ponytail.
Well, that Annie Elise.
Yes.
That Annie Elise, 10 to Life, she's got millions of subs. She was, I mean, I don't watch her, but I remember it being pointed out to me in the videos being sent to me, the links. She was also was mimicking all the AD stuff, whatever.
Yep.
The NK, shouldn't necessarily say the AD stuff, but at the end of the day, so that 10 to Life, Zawalki, all of them, we all know why that family went after AD, because he's in the UK. They can't go after any of the people in the States because of the First Amendment.
Oh yeah,
which is freedom of speech. That's that's why I know along the way I said, why don't you go after, Mensa? Why don't you go after? The end of the day, the reason they don't is because they don't have a chance in fucking hell of winning anything in this against another United States of America creator because of that First Amendment right, and they know that. That's why they tried to do the sneaky backdoor.
Okay.
It's AD because you guys have, well, forget about, no offense, but your corrupt legal system, but your 2-tier system. But you also have far stricter libel laws.
Yeah, we do.
I was just watching that digital ID. By the way, if any of you UK people, so you remember when Martin was going on about Ofcom was going to take down AT? Well, so on a serious note, though, you guys in the UK, if any of you guys are on Reddit, so Reddit is now supposed to be implementing the digital ID stuff, and that's all coming from Ofcom from the UK. So if any of you guys are on Reddit in the UK, there's going to be some changes coming with Reddit, and you'll have to produce digital ID in order to prove who you are. That's getting scary. Now we're getting to the one world globalization.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same if you get monetized on YouTube, it's the same. You have to produce your driver's license, you have to produce your, your address, and you have to do all of that. you know, which I don't have a problem doing because I pay taxes as it is. So I mean, it's you know, I've no issue
Well,
with that at all.
what I have a problem with is the fact that, you know, same thing with Facebook and stuff. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to hide who I am, but what I have a problem with is what they do with that information.
Well, yeah,
I mean, why should I need to, you know, if I just, I mean, people like to be anonymous, and I get on the other side of it, right? There are people that, oh, I don't know, like that motley crew that like to cause trouble and wreak havoc and try to do it from behind fake accounts, alt accounts. But at the same time, I shouldn't, privacy. I mean, it's just such a touchy, you know,
no,
touchy topic of conversation. I think my privacy, when I say I don't mean me specifically. I mean, in a general term, our privacy is being stumbled over, and all this, you know, data that's being collected and sold in the whole 9 yards.
yeah. I think it's our right to anonymity is just being like booted out the door now. You know,
Exactly.
yeah, we're not allowed to be anonymous anymore in any like walk of life. I mean, there's cameras on the streets now that are picking out your faces, and it's just all gone fucking crazy. It's all moving too fast, if you ask me. I don't like the way.
Hang on. Sorry, hang on 1 sec there, Wiccan. Give me 1 sec. I'm just muting you for a minute. Just somebody's going to talk to me.
So JC, so that's interesting, Mummy Ramblings. Excuse me, beg your pardon. I don't know too much about her, but I mean, the false striking people just because you don't like what they're saying. That's what can you do? Tough shit. Like, you know, you can't be false striking people, you know, and hopefully that channel will be removed. I hope they take, you know, proper measures and remove her channel because, you know, if it was anybody else, their
Sorry.
channel. No, you're fine. I'm just going
Sorry,
to say
just somebody needed a light for a smoke.
That's okay. What's going to happen to Caroline's channel now? Will that be removed because she's violated her, you know, the terms of service?
Well, first of all, we have to, as I said, I do need to correct myself. I know I said in the chat at the beginning that she had lost. I was wrong. It's not over yet. It's at the final. We're just
no, I understand that. I understand that.
But it's hard to say. If she loses, she could. I suppose it's a possibility. Why would she not? I mean, she's abused YouTube's. She's been proven, you know, in the court of law, civilly, to have abused and misused YouTube's. Well, abused and violated YouTube's terms of service, I would say. So it could very well happen. I would imagine. Now,
but because if it was any of us, our channels would have been gone. You know. So I just wonder what makes her different, or what makes her so special. You know, I mean, if her channel isn't gone for false striking, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's hard. I mean, don't forget too with YouTube. I mean, nobody knows why or what they do and why they reach their decisions. Look at how long. Like, let's be honest about this. Look at how long. You know, AD. I mean, that civil case was laid on him in 2021. Yet he didn't lose his channel until 2023. And again, I'm going to say, just as a side note, I don't think for a fucking minute Cohen Davis had anything to do with it. And if they actually did, here's my question for all of the amoral cast of questionable characters that seem to want to just blindly and devotedly follow without having to answer any uncomfortable questions. How was it if Cohen Davis was so, as they tried to make it out, and Frankie tried to make out that they had everything to do with AD coming down? How come it took them 2 years? They certainly had no problem within 2 days getting my video removed. Why did it take them 2 years to have, right? I mean, bullying and harassment. Imagine that. I'm bullying a law firm. Give me a fucking break. Is that not the stupidest thing you've ever heard?
Yeah, it's mortifying. It's mortifying that a solicitor would use those terms. Do you know what I mean? To, you know,
well, of course they would. Their whole bread and butter is defamation. But imagine they're claiming, you know, they want to be on one hand known as this big tough, you know, get things done law firm, but then on the other hand, when stuff is put out about them that they don't want out there, all of a sudden they're feigning being bullied. Give me a fucking break. You just didn't want the truth out, and it's still out there anyway.
There was somebody trying to come up called I can't remember what name it was. Johan something. I don't know, but it was just somebody going to take the piss, so I didn't let them up. Hey, Lady Witch, how's it going? I'm sure there's plenty of them now that would like to come up and take the piss, but you're not going to come up. If you're going to come up and make farm animal sounds, stay where you are, stay on your farm. You're not welcome.
That's right. Cassius says, where did it go? Oh yeah, it certainly was. Of course, battery asshole had nothing to do with it. That fucking egomaniac. Where's he been hiding? He's shown up a couple times under fucking Lies Be Told channel, but he's gone into hiding. Did those police catch up with you in regarding that brick yet, Scott? Oh yeah, he hasn't done a stream. Well, I mean, he's hiding on Twitch, I think, but he hasn't done a YouTube stream since the default judgment. That's another lie that Helen Schaefer told. We all know that the Ruzick versus Vinicombe case is almost over, and he was found guilty not by default judgment, but by defamation. Get fucking bent, Helen. You're a fucking lying pathological liar.
Well, yeah, because I mean, we clearly saw what was, you know, printed on, like it wasn't like he won his defamation case. It was literally by default because he had no representation, I think.
Well, and so it was a default judgment. We all know that. I don't care what other people want to try to twist the facts and contort them into everything it's not. But I mean, and something else too, they're really quick to say how AD was stalling. Here's another something that kind of popped into my head the other day. I think I mentioned this to Roberta yesterday. Another thing I find very fascinating. So you know how they tried to stretch out that this was all the. Haven't you seen it? Oh yeah, Roberta, haven't I seen his documentary? Are we talking about battery acid or are we talking about Frankie? Which one? It could be for either or. No, but what occurred to me was another thing I find fascinating is that so they tried to play it out like it was AD stalling. Never mind. So here we had for the first couple of years. First of all, they had to start over from scratch after Sam and I exposed Claire and the law firm for being the shady non-lawyering liar that Claire was, and all the shit with that Claire had to do with trying to collect the evidence, right? So they had to start all that over. So on top of that, they were also at that point sending shakedown letters to AD, right? Pay up. We don't want mediation. You pay up or else. And he obviously, which I don't blame him, he wasn't succumbing to that. So they had, here's my point that I'm trying to make. And guys, you know, if you disagree and think I'm, you know, I may be way off the mark, by all means, let me know, because I'll be the first to admit that I'm wrong, and I'll own up to it. Unlike some people who never can. Point being is, so they had no problem for the first couple of years getting a hold of AD to send him shakedown letters, but according to them, they couldn't find him to serve him. Give me a fucking break.
Oh, please. Just feck off with that shit. Like, seriously. I mean, do they think we're all fools? They must think we're all fools, gullible idiots.
Well, you know, there's a difference between being duped and being a fool, and they may have duped a lot of us, most of us. You know, some aren't duped anymore. They know exactly what's going on, but there's a difference between being daft and duped. We were duped, but we're not daft.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. And, you know, it's still it's still a sore subject, because a lot of people gave a hell of a lot of not just money, but time and energy and talent. And just, you know, we were all in it up to our necks, like, you know, defending these people.
All to be told we were bad people because we asked some very uncomfortable questions that they refused to answer, which said everything to me.
Oh yeah.
That's right, Lady Witch. AD did lose because of a technicality he didn't resolve. It is. You could that I can't pull it up right now because obviously the one tab thing here with the connection I'm on, but the final that default judgment is available for public viewing, so you can see it yourself. So that's the other thing. I don't understand why Helen Schaefer, I mean, who she thinks she's fooling besides her own delusional freak supporters who don't have any discernment and don't look up things for themselves.
I know. Did you see the other day? Somebody sent
what?
A screenshot of her post where she's not me. I can't remember. She made these faces and about the remedies hearing, or basically that you were wrong. And I'm like, what is she talking about?
No, that's the one where she said I see there, and this is why I've always clowned her, because she just makes it so easy for me. Every time on that case board, website for Frankie's case, every time it shows last case activity and there's a date change, Helen Schaefer always insisted on showing the last case last case activity when there'd be a date change. And she always tried to intimate that it had something negative to do with AD. For all we know, and I tried saying this back at this is why I would clown her over it and make fun of her, because just because it says last case activity, there's no other there for the longest time. I mean, you don't necessarily, like this one on July 17th, you saw there was a court order in which that court order was sent to me, which I posted on my CP, and I shoved it down. How those guys are still eating crow because they had their asses handed to them on the most embarrassing platter. When you have people like Helen Schaefer, the unofficial mouthpiece for that family, who's not doing anything to help them except bring back all the light of all the shit that Claire did, the fact that Frankie lied about having a criminal record and he used that lie to try to collect money from people to fund his court case. You know, these are the uncomfortable things they never want to talk about. But to turn around and try and use something that shows a date change as something negative against AD, when for all we know, somebody just opened that file. But I knew, so that's what she did. Is so there was a last case activity date change on July 15th. Nothing else showed under files, documents, hearings. So she took that, and that's why I will be honest, guys. I had so much fun, and I'm still actually enjoying the fact that I was able to shove that right down her fat lying, pathological lying throat. Her smug, sanctimonious, holier Miss Know-it-all, sitting on her fake high horse there. That's what she said. Oh, I see there's been mouthpiece equals meat rider. I love that, Salty, when you made that comment. Anyways, I'm trying to spit this out. So I'm on my second coffee now. So my speed of talk might pick up. But what she said was, "Oh, I see there's been last case activity change on the Rusick case, which means AD can't appeal." I can't remember her exact words, but that's what she said. So that's why at the beginning of my CP I put out the other day, my most recent one, I'm like, I'd like to know how the hell she figured she came up with, because she just made it up. And she still looks like a fucking fool after, she couldn't have been, the timing of that could not have been more epic personally for her.
Sweet. It was sweet, wasn't it? I would just going, why do you insist in making a tit out of yourself? Why? She can't help. She cannot seem to help herself, shoving her fucking nose in places where it doesn't belong. And she's just making a complete tit of herself. I mean, would her boyfriend or her friends not call her over and say, "Listen, would you not give up on that for a bit? Like, because you're looking like a right tit."
So has the goblin has he been actually put into a mental health facility as he kicked her ass to the curb? He's been fucking MIA, which I wish Helen would take a fucking page out of his book and go fucking silent for a while. He's been nowhere to be seen for 2 weeks, if not more now. Yeah. Thank God. Yeah. Well, which has been very, very nice. If only he could get his big mouth, fat mouth fiance to shut the hell up, then life would be much better.
Wouldn't it? It would be lovely. I would imagine.
At least when it comes to AD and shit. I mean, I could give a shit what Helen does, but the fact that her and Martin and Lies Be Told and Cartoon Loon, all of them are still actively creating havoc, causing confusion, and then you get some idiot like Sophia Delve suggesting that I was being overly dramatic in my post. Calling Helen out. I'm the most hyperbolic thing. The queen of ChatGPT calling me overly dramatic. I howled when I saw that.
Well, I mean, normal people would.
It's been 2 weeks, actually, Cassius. It's been 2 weeks.
Well, I would imagine, with what I know, I would imagine that words have been had with said person, both in the UK and his home country. I would imagine. There have been words said to him. So
good. I hope so.
Yeah, I would imagine that's why he's keeping his little bill closed and firmly closed, and he needs to keep it closed, because I don't want to hear any more about him. I don't want to deal with him, and I don't want to deal with his girlfriend either. I don't want to deal with any of them.
Are you talking about Cartoon Loon suing me with her empty veil? Not even veiled. She's suing everybody, and that's right, Lady Witch. I'm loud because I'm deaf, and I might be shouty, not dramatic. They just don't like the fact that they've all had to eat crow. And the one thing I selectively have noticed is how, or not, sorry, I have noticed that they love to take the piss out of AD and rip all of his stuff from his private Facebook group and put it in the all hate group. Nothing of anything to do with any of his appeal, any of those posts that he put up. Funny how none of that ever made into the all hate group. They certainly acted like that was a non-entity, which is why I'm also enjoying this, because they tried to skirt around, ignore, pretend, distort the fact that he was trying to appeal, and now they've had no choice but to finally admit to something that they were pretending was a non-entity.
Yeah, I know. You know, you can't predict anything in a courtroom. You can't predict how anything is going to go. And so it's beyond me why they continuously make up this narrative that, oh, you know, he's going to be locked in irons and all his assets are going to be removed.
Yeah,
and
clapped in irons at the old bit
in the middle of the square, and you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean. And then they say I'm overly dramatic. Coming from the same lot since 2018 have said his assets are going to be seized, fine, going to prison, going to jail, blah, 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 blah. But I'm the overly dramatic one. And do you think so? Sophia Dell put out one of the shortest chat GPT posts she's ever put out, trying to call me out because I'm mocking Helen. Yeah, mocking. No, I'm calling her out on her disgusting behavior, like I do with you, Sophia. Thing I find interesting is they said she had no choice but to admit to the fact that he is seeking appeal. But it was this whole, oh, July 24th, it's over, it's done, it's dusted, remedies hearing this, remedies hearing that, assets rights, he's fine, jail. You know, they talk, like we say, like know-it-alls. Nobody knows. I mean, what happens between now and when this thing might finally officially be fully over? Nobody knows. I'm not sitting here saying that I want AD to win. The only thing I've ever wanted is for this whole thing to be above board and even playing field. It's never been above board and an even AD. And along with that goes the, you know, you want to sue somebody for lying, making up things, having fake insiders. Well, you guys lied, made up things, and you had your own fake insider, your own non-lawyering liar. So where do you get off? Your hands are just as dirty as AD's are. So if you had such a good case to begin with and everything was above board, you wouldn't have needed a Claire Morgan. You wouldn't have needed to lie about not having a criminal record to gather money from the public to fund your lawsuit. None of that would have needed to happen. It would have all just been above board.
Yeah, I agree. Both of them are.
Yeah, Helen Schaefer can fuck off too about lying about Salty's domestic violence. That's unfucking believable.
Start me with that.
That just proves to me, and like I've been saying, that Helen Schaefer is nothing but a stone cold, bold-faced bitch who has no shame, no conscience, no empathy. She's got nothing. She's just a black-hearted Sunday for the soulless kind of girl. Yeah. There's nothing nice or kind about her. And
no. You know, the part that kills me even more, JC, is like she was around Salty as a friend when all of that was taking place. So she knew, hand on heart, she knew what was happening. And yet she decided that she was going to lie about it. I mean, how fucking disgusting, despicable.
But Salty was also a very good friend to her as well.
I know she was.
You know, she went above and beyond the friendship that most people would have.
Yeah, I know.
The mask is fully slipped now, Cassie.
Do you know what I mean? And the woman was in a different continent to her, you know what I mean? And she still managed to try her best to reach out and get help for her, you know what I mean? And, and she treated her like that. I mean, it just, I won't even go
most
there.
Most people would have never done something like that for her, you know, or for anybody. Most people don't, you know, and the fact that she's just turned around and basically spit in Sam's face, I take personal fucking beef with that. You didn't deserve Sam's friendship at all, Helen. And I read you like a book back in 2022, and I've been calling you out since. And you know what? Something else too. People who are not liars and do tell the truth do not need to constantly tell everybody they're not a liar like you do. So fuck all the way off, Helen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean that there was no call for that. There was no. I mean, why did that even come up? I don't even know why that even came up. Why did that enter our head to even say that? I mean, that was calculated. That was a calculated, nasty fucking move on her part. She knew exactly what she was saying, and she knew why she was saying it, just to cause the maximum amount of pain that she could cause her. You know. Oh shit, have we lost Jen?
No, no,
No,
no,
you're
I'm
back.
here. Sorry, I just had you muted. I was talking to my buddy that's just
No,
next to
you're
me. She just
grand.
looked at me when she heard me going, "You can fuck all the way." I'm like, "Oh no, no, this is somebody I would say it right to her friggin' face. I'm not just saying it behind a computer. I would absolutely say it to Helen's face. But I think Helen would run the other way if she ever saw me.
Yeah, I mean, I would too. I'd have some
She'd
very
run hiding under her couch with the goblin.
yeah, well, they can fucking stay there, But like, again, I'd have some very choice words for her if I ever bumped into her. I'm not, a
Oh, I
lunatic.
think
I'm
a
certainly,
lot we all would.
yeah, but I will have I would have words with her. Like, if she has stated before, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I'm almost 100% sure that she stated before that she was in an abusive relationship. So why would you go and then take that, knowing what your friend had been through, knowing, and then just turn it around and lie about it? I mean, that's
Because she
sick.
has no conscience. She has no
Yeah.
conscience, no actual. That's why I'm saying she's a cold, stone bolt baseline bitch. She's got no shame either.
Yeah.
As
And
long
then
as
the
she thinks it makes her
email,
look good.
and then the email that she was supposedly pointing fingers at one of us for, that about her son that died. I didn't even know at the time that she had a child that died.
You
I
know
swear
what?
to
Don't
God,
even give her any
I had no
credit
clue.
about that, because that's
Yeah.
just ridiculous. That was just Helen looking for another way to garner sympathy. I mean, she made a couple, at least 2 posts that I recall about it, and
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it because it's an absolute non-entity that she's trying to make into something to try once again to make poor Helen. Helen's being bullied. Helen is the cause of. It's not bullying when you're calling out somebody's deplorable, disgusting, amoral conduct.
Yeah, it's true. I
And
think she
it's
must
something
have.
else too. Cartoon Loon tried to say that if it was her, the fact that Frankie, the whole Claire thing, she would have just walked away. You know what, Tasha, you can fucking get fucked too, because you weren't there, you weren't part of it, and you know exactly the lies and the deceit that Claire pulled, and you guys all want to memory hole it and pretend it never happened. It's not working. It's not going away, because it actually did happen. And you guys can sit there on your fake high horses and pretend everything's going swimmingly. Clearly it's not, because AD, obviously that remedies hearing's not happening on Thursday while AD tries to work out his appeals. So you guys, it's not worked out and it's not going swimmingly. And I noticed too, Frankie, I had, before I made my post with that court order, I actually had gone over to Frankie's page to see if he said anything. Nothing. Within not long after I made my post, he put up his stupid nothing, his non-trans or completely not transparent, gave
Post.
no, well, he gave a post, but he didn't explain why.
Yeah,
He's trying to, it's just, yeah, it's postponed. That's right. Sorry, you're right, Wick. And he just said postpone, not letting his backers know what's really going on, which has been par for the course this entire time. We just want your money. We don't have to answer anything.
Yeah, which has been, I have to say, a major needle in a lot of people's sides, because when you go through the the whole spiel about crowd justice, you're supposed to be doing videos, you're supposed to be engaging.
You're supposed to
people.
be informing your backers. Yeah,
Yes,
I made a whole video on that back in the day.
People and and talking to them and saying, look, this is how this is working, and then when we get to this point, nobody ever explained that when they hit X amount of money that the goalposts were going to move to a higher amount of money. Nobody ever explained. Nobody told us anything. We were just told, we want your money, we need 20 odd, and this is what we're going to do this. And we thought, okay, cool, yeah, we can do that, but nobody
I think
ever
the writing
told
was on the wall. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
was just going to say, I think the writing. Oh,
no.
Okay, you go. You go first.
Okay, I think
no, finish. I thought you were done.
It's okay. I think if everything had been explained in the beginning, if he had actually done a video, with his mom and his dad, or even on his own, because it's his case, he could have walked us through all the process. you know, well, when we get to here, then we have to, you know, we have to move the goalpost to here, then we have to, you know, so in total it's going to cost X, Y, and Z. And this is why we have to do it this way, and yada yada yada, and explained and laid it all out for us. I think people would have been okay with that. Well, not the Claire Morgan shit,
Well,
but I think people would have understood a little bit better. But what we didn't understand was going in the next day, and all of a sudden the goalpost had moved to twice the amount we'd already got, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
well, not only was it, so let's start with this. I think the writing was on the wall when
Yeah.
Claire bolted for the hills, and there was no fucking explanation, absolutely nothing but dead silence from them, other than Andy and Frankie doubling down and saying Claire was verified by Cohen Davis. There was no explanations about why the copyright strikes failed, which Sam and I had to, we didn't have to, but we felt that maybe a whole community needed to know that Claire actually, after finally looking into, you know, once I looked into the shit that I realized everything that was lies that Claire said, that, you know, that she, you know, I kind of think back and I feel kind of silly, actually. You know, the whole, I have a cousin that works at the IPO office that's going to push through a judgment, you know, going, well, Alan has every right to defend himself. But realizing, you know, Sam and I had both seen that Frank's YouTube studio that showed every single one of those double-digit copyright strikes that she laid, all were requesting more information from YouTube. So she basically laid all those strikes and then did absolutely nothing. Nothing. Did not provide any information. She did literally nothing more, but ran around from panel to panel to panel. Alan's going to be gone. Alan's going to be gone. And of course, when they couldn't avoid it anymore and his channels all came back, that's when she bolted. But on top of the fact that you were saying about moving the goalposts, and we'd wake up one day and all of a sudden, so essentially, what was it? They raised £60,000, which that thing hasn't moved in forever. Well, it hasn't been moving very fast for a long fucking time now, but so they did, according to them, what was it? $110,000, which is probably has been vastly exaggerated by now too. This for 200,000, we'll say roughly 200,000 pounds. Sorry, I keep saying dollars. 200,000 pounds for something that never even went to trial. Get out of here. But they would move the goalposts, no explanation other than it's all going swimmingly.
Yeah, I know. And that's not very reassuring to people when they've, you know, they've handed over cold hard cash or their work or their time or their energy or their talents. You know what I mean? It's not, it's like, okay, well, can we have a little bit more detail? Like what's happening? Like what's actually happening? What are your solicitors actually doing for you? You know, just, you know, flesh it out a little bit, you know, keep us in the picture. But no, we never got any of that. We just got completely ignored.
Well, and that's why I was saying at the
yeah, you're here. I hear you.
Am I still here?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you started the robot, so I thought, yeah, still at 6. So it did start out. So that's the thing. I mean, all we got, like as I said at the sort of beginning there, you know, they're very quick to blame AD for stalling. Well, first of all, how can he be stalling when all you did for the first couple of years was, number one, have to clean up your Claire Morgan shit show and start all over again, doing all the research to collect evidence, because all of that shit, even though Cohen Davis claims, and I'm using big air quotes, claims to have never had any association with Claire Morgan, which all of us know to be the biggest fucking lie in all of this. So they would have had to clean up and start over from scratch. They were also sending AD shakedown letters. That's all they were doing for the first while, for the first year or two. So again, and I come back to that, they tried to make it seem like, oh, they couldn't get a hold of AD to serve him. Well, they certainly had no problem getting a hold of him to serve him shakedown letters. So why would they have had a hard time getting a hold of him to serve him?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't, none of it makes sense, and none of it rings true about none of it. You know,
it all contradicts. It all contradicts each other.
Exactly. I mean, it's just bullshit from start to finish, and I'm annoyed at myself.
You know, again, like I said,
that I was sucked into this thing. I'm annoyed at myself that
no.
I am. I'm annoyed at myself.
We thought we were trying to do something good. You can't. I mean, there's no point in. I mean, it is what it is. Oh, thank you. I forgot you actually had that. Oh, sorry. Hang on, Wicked. I forgot you had that. Thanks, dear. Sorry about that. Yeah. So like, as I said at the beginning, I don't know if Sam was here when I said it earlier. The other thing that totally contradicts itself too is, they're trying to take credit for having AD removed. Well, why did it take 3 years or 2 years to do it? It only took you a couple days to have my Solicitors Regulation Authority video removed for apparently bullying this big, massive law firm.
Well,
it's funny how that works, when it suits them.
Yeah, isn't it?
And I said a long time ago, long time ago when Sam and I first started calling Claire out, it wasn't long after that. I'm like, what would the point? If they had removed AD at the beginning, there would have been no need. They wouldn't have been able to garner sympathy and garner donations to have this horrible man removed from YouTube. That would have shut everything down. There would have been nobody. What would the point have been having to give to this lawsuit if AD was gone in the beginning? So it's all been strategically done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just sickening, really, when you see it for what it is. When your rose tinted glasses come off and you see for what it is, it's like, fucking hell. How did I get sucked into this? But and I have to say, I mean, there was an element of arrogance as well, sort of, if you ask me. I mean, who did we think we were, really demanding somebody being removed from YouTube? When I think about it, everybody has a right to be on YouTube. Everybody has a right to do their own content. And I think, that was their fight. They had to, and we all got involved. And I will never get involved in anything like that again, so that's just, I suppose, the long and the short of it.
Well, Sam and I always say, I mean, if we'd known this was going to be the outcome, we would have never got involved in the first place. And I stand by that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to mute you for 30 seconds. I need to grab another coffee. We were truthers. Yeah, I think it was only you and me, Sam, at this point. Okay, I'll be back in like 20 seconds. I'm just going to mute.
Yeah, you're grand. Take your time. Yeah, so when I think back, it was like fucking arrogance. Really, who did we think we were? And I know where it was coming from. It was coming from a good place. We were, upset for this family. We were upset for the lies that were being told. And, and then it turns out that a lot of it wasn't lies. A lot of it was the truth. And, and it just left a really, really bad taste in everybody's mouth. And it just, who did, like, I would never, ever petition for anybody to be removed off YouTube ever again. Ever, ever, ever. Well, maybe except one or two people. No, I'm joking. But, I would never do that again. Everybody has a right to be on YouTube. And if you don't like what they're saying, and if you don't like their stuff that they're doing, well, just move on, scroll past. It's a very simple thing to do, yeah. So, I mean, I will never get involved in any of that kind of shit again, because it's just not worth it. When you see, I don't know, maybe other cases are different, but this, I still think there's a type of mania or hysteria tied to this case in some way, shape, or form. Anything you get involved with it, and it kind of sticks to you, and it's weird. It's weird. I don't like the energy of it. I don't like anything to do with it. And yeah, I'm just so glad that I don't have anything to do with it anymore. It's long gone from my books, but obviously the court case is still happening. It's still going on. So yeah, I suppose I just want to see the finish of it, not that not that I'm here cheering AD on, because we all know, like, AD has said some really off the wall stuff, and we all know that Junior lied as well. So I mean, it's 6 of one, a half a dozen of the other. You know what I mean? So really, I mean, Frankie's saying that he didn't have a criminal record, that he was taking him to court for that. Well, that's lies. Surely that's lying. Like, how can you take somebody to court for telling the truth? I don't know. The rest of this stuff that he made up, he always said was his opinion. Oh, you dropped. Sorry, honey.
You didn't notice that I was gone? You just noticed now that I was waiting backstage?
No, I'm watching my dog, and I'll tell you why. Because he's allergic to insect bites, and he's got one on his tail, and he keeps chewing it.
Oh,
so I keep stop him. Yeah, I know. So my eyes haven't left him. And I keep coming back to me.
I thought maybe I thought maybe you punished me and kicked my arse off because when I came
Oh
back with my coffee, all of a
no.
sudden it just said something. No, I know it just said something went wrong. So I'm just gonna come. I just wanted to come up. I'm actually gonna jump down because this isn't the best connection, but
Okay.
I didn't want to just leave you hanging. But I thank you for letting me come up to sort of just clarify a couple things and correct my mistake about MERB. So I'll drop that. I'm gonna drop that link once more. So this
Oh, do you?
oh crap, there it is. So this is the link for those that missed out. We're just waiting. So for those that don't know, a channel called Held to the Know, which is an old Mommy Ramblings blog supporter, they fell out for whatever reason. Carolyn tried to copyright strike her, and funny that it was all false strikes, and this Held to the Know followed through and sued Carolyn for it. So it's already wound its way through the courts. It's just waiting for a final judgment now. But this link I'm dropping in is the link to the final documents and the closing arguments. So that was 5 days ago. So that final judgment, I'll keep an eye on it, and we can maybe chat about it once it does come in. I hope
Yeah,
that Held to
that'd
the
be
Know
great.
wins, because it's the
Yeah.
same thing, right? Carolyn is another one that tries to, instill fear into people by false striking them because it doesn't like the truth. You must have been talking to Cohen Davis, Carolyn, because you guys have that in common. Afraid to get the truth being out there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's pretty pathetic. It's fucking YouTube, and they're treating it like this is, I don't know, the be all and end all. Like, I mean, people bullshit on YouTube all the time, every day of the fucking week. You know what I mean? And it's like, you have to decide what you want to listen to and what you don't. And, you don't have to follow people. You can unfollow people. You can move on. But I don't know. I think a lot of people get far too serious with creators on YouTube. And then sometimes, yeah, it might be warranted, but I don't know. A lot of people need to put their big girl knickers on and pull them up nice and tight and tie a big bow on them and get on with life,
And that includes Martin fucking Toothless Goblin Dehan. All right. I'm going to jump down on that lovely final closing note. I'll be in the chat.
All right, sweetheart. Talk to you later. Thanks
All right.
for coming.
I love you, Wiccan.
Love you,
Thank
darling.
you for having me. You know I love you to the moon and back. Okay.
Oh,
I'll see you in the chat, guys.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Bye. So that was great. At least we know now the lay of the land with MRB. For you guys who keep up with it, I don't personally keep up with it. I never liked her channel. I don't like her voice. I just don't like her. I don't like the woman. I've always found her very disingenuous. I don't like her. She's not my cup of tea in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, the ongoing saga with AD and the family, I really wish it would be over. I really do. I wish it would be over and done with, because we could be done talking about it. Any little thing that pops up and they're, ooh, this is happening, and ooh, that's happening, and it's like, no, it's not. No, that's actually not happening. It's just so tiresome. It really is. It's tiresome looking at the same people just being nuts constantly. It really is. Enough is enough. It'll be soon enough. Yeah, I know, but it's like November now, and what did they say, November or October? I can't remember. It's further on down in the year anyway. But yeah, and I really don't. As they say, I don't have a dog in the fight. I really don't care at this stage who wins and who doesn't win. I just want to see the fucking thing over with. But I don't think it's fair if they're going after AD for defamation and this, that, and the other. That they can't go after like other YouTubers in the USA or whatever. Hey Brian, how you doing? And Pain Like Bane, and who else did I miss? The salty bitch, how you doing? YouTube lady. I think I said hello to YouTube lady, Lady Witch. I think I got everybody. That's as far as I can go back. Yeah, so yeah, I would just like to see an end to it so we can all just move the fuck on. I'm so done with it. It's just rubbish. And I mean, hopefully when that's ended, there will be no need to have anything to do or to say about anybody from over that side. That's what I'm really hoping. That they all just go away and get on with their own stuff and do their own thing, and we do the same, because I'm quite looking forward to doing that. My pal, my cameraman, he's God love him, he's going through hell at the minute. He's had a lumbar puncture and chemo into the spine, and he has been so sick ever since he's had it. I mean, he's had chemo constantly, but this is really hit him hard. So when he comes down, hopefully in the next few days, if he's well enough to travel, he does rehab here with me. I kind of take care of him and all that kind of stuff. We have planned to film a few different things, and the mythical Irish stuff that I've always wanted to do. So we're going to do a bit of that as well. So that should be fun. But I'm specifically keeping that aside for him, for when he's sitting in bed and he hasn't any energy and he can be editing and whatever. So I'm keeping that stuff for him when he comes down. Yeah, so that's that, but it will be coming, and definitely I'll be talking about the Tún the Dana. You're going to love those stories. They're absolutely brilliant. Actually, a friend of mine, she has a company called Ermid, and Ermid would have been the healer of the Tún the Dana, which they were like Celtic gods, if you like. Yeah, the first gods, or the first people in Eru era. So she was a goddess. Yeah, so it's all very interesting. It's all really nice stuff. Yeah, that I'm looking forward to doing that stuff, and also the history stuff with MRE. I'd love to go into that whole story in far more detail, and I know he knows all about it. The Irish fighting with the Mexicans, so I'm really looking forward to that, because, as I say, he's ahead of knowledge. He's fantastic at history, and he's just great to listen to. So, ladies and gents, I'm going to drop the link one more time. And if anybody wants to come up and have a chin wag about anything, absolutely do. If not, I am going to get on my merry little way, because I will have other things that I have to do. I have two little faces looking in my door at me. It's not food time yet. My two cats, they're gone, "Hey, Mum, please, can we have some food?" It's not food time yet, babies. Let me see. Scotland was named after Scotta, a figure from Irish and Scottish legend who was a daughter of the Egyptian pharaoh. Okay. I'll have to pull up what I have on her. And I'll send it to you. I could be quite possibly confusing her with somebody else, which I think I probably am. Yes, she is definitely from the Egyptian side of things. Yeah, it's just a whole fascinating thing, really, like all of it. Hello, how are you?
I didn't know you were live.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be live either until I was.
I was working. I finished early, but I have got to go for past. But I thought, I'll nip up and see my friend. How are you?
I'm good. We had MRE up for a little while today.
Cool.
MRE, Mob Boss Exposed, or Mob Rats Exposed. Sorry. We're going to talk about the Irish fighting with the Mexicans against the Americans.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to do a history kind of couple of hours on that. So I'm really looking forward to that, because that is an incredibly interesting thing. I think I told you before, Gringos, that's where the word Gringos comes from. It's green guns. Where they would address people as gringos, would be like, white people.
Yeah.
But it wasn't actually. It came from Green Guns, the Irish Brigade, the St. Patrick's Irish Brigade. That when the Irish were taken from Ireland, they were either arrested for speaking Irish or stealing a bit of bread or whatever trumped up charge, indentured servitude, whatever, they were taken. And basically, when they got to America, if they didn't join the army, they were put to death. So they thought, well, may as well join the army, So they joined the army and realized what they were doing to the Mexicans. So they thought, not having this. So they downed tools from America and went and fought alongside the Mexicans.
No, I didn't know. I mean, I knew about which a lot of people, you obviously will know, but a lot of people are not aware of, in America, there were black slaves, but there were an enormous amount of white slaves, and the majority of which were Irish.
Yeah.
And they were treated exactly the same,
Well, no, worse. We were treated like dirt. I mean, an English or an African slave would normally, they were expensive. It would be like £20, but an Irish slave would be traded for maybe cotton or tobacco or something, and not much. Like
no.
But, yeah, we were treated like absolute dirt. The only ones that were anyway valuable would have been the children, the young girls, and the women, and you can imagine for what. So it was an awful time, and it was an awful time in history. But we're not going around screaming and roaring and demanding money. You people owe us money, reparations.
Well, don't get me wrong, I'm still doing it though. I still do it because the fucking English decided to just stop paying the Danegeld in the 11th century. So Dara and I have had this discussion. We think still owed on behalf of the Norwegians.
Oh yeah,
we're still owed with interest for the last 1,000 years. Just letting you all know.
Oh my goodness! It's the kitty. It's the baby kitty. Can you see? Because
oh my god! Oh, you've got it!
It's so little baby. Oh,
she is small. Can you
What have you
see her?
called her? What have you called her?
Actually, we've named her Suki.
Oh, that's so cute.
The wee
Oh,
Let
white
me see if I can get it real close.
Look at her little face. Look at her
Can
little
you see
face.
the little spots on the top of her fucking head?
Oh,
Oops, I can't see. Anyway, there she is.
she's so cute. Oh my god.
She's so small still, but she's getting bigger. So y'all know what happened, right? He just showed up one day with a box and said, "I found a seagull. There's a baby seagull." I said, "Don't bring it in here. They have avian diseases." And he opens up the box and here's this little tiny white thing. And I said, "You got a cat. You really got a cat." She said, "Here, it was for you." I was like, "No, okay." I didn't know what to say.
Is Floki been all right with her?
He's like, "What the fuck is this little tiny thing?" Because he is so big anyway. He's a big fucking cat. So
Yeah,
and she's so small. So he tolerates her. He's becoming more tolerant over the last maybe 24 hours, maybe. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks they'll be besties.
Yeah, you just have to let them get on with it, I've cats over the years and they're the same. Hang on a second. We have another lady up here. We got JC again. Yay!
Can I just say though, Sam, that the day that you type in a chat or in comments, "Me want curly fishes," we're no longer friends. Can I just put that out there?
You don't need to worry about that. No worries. No worries. Hey, JC.
Hi, Jen.
JC, can you hear us?
No, she
I guess not.
No, she hasn't.
Well, just before I jump down, because I've got to go and I've got things to do, but I'll fill you all in probably on my own channel at some point. I went to the Viking Festival yesterday.
Oh, cool.
I was in a Viking march through Heath. It was brilliant. I was so pathetic. Yeah, Stevie was like, "Shut up." I'm going, "No, let's go. Let's be Vikings." I was cheering. I wanted to grab an axe and smash skulls. It was absolutely fantastic. So I got a video. So I'll be letting you all know about that. That's why I've been quiet the last few days.
Oh, brilliant. I'm dying to hear about this. This is going to be so much fun.
Me too. Okay, so there she is. I'm gonna jump down and keep listening. I've been listening. I've just been chatting and on my other phone and doing stuff. So I love y'all.
Oh, love you too, girly. Oh,
I'm very cute. Look at how tiny she is.
A little tiny foot bean.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's really
I'm
small.
dying.
I
Of
know.
course.
I never got anything done in my house when we had kittens or puppies. All I did, I just out all day long. Oh, I was a nightmare. It's the same when my kids were
She,
babies. I couldn't get anything done with them.
yeah,
I had to sit and play with them all day long. I just feck it, you know. They're only
Well,
there we go.
it's like when they fall
All right.
asleep, though, isn't it? You know, they play and they run round and they mad ass for a bit. And I
yeah.
think that's why Cooper's mental, because he'd fall asleep because he was so tired. And I poked him awake again because I wanted to see him do it again, and I wanted to see the little floppy ears. And he's literally a couple of times he looked like he'd got a broken neck because I picked him up and his head was just hanging. He was so, and I'm like, wait, you will wake up. You'll bite me, but you will wake up. She's just gorgeous.
Isn't she
She's cute.
gorgeous? Oh, I'd say she's, you know, the little soft kitten fur. It's so cute, isn't it? It's just so cute. The little tum-tums.
And
Oh,
Suki, what a cute
She
name.
loves that.
I know. Hang on a
Suki.
second. JC again. Hello. Can you hear us this time, JC?
Oh, is it 3 times the charm? Look at
Yay.
the little bunny.
I know.
Isn't-
She's so
Oh my
cute.
God, I want it. How
Just
old?
She was 8 weeks. So what?
Hi, Kiss.
She's 9 weeks now, 10 weeks.
Okay.
Oh my
Wicked.
goodness.
10 weeks.
Oh my goodness. What's our name?
I named her Suki.
The name it
What?
first is Flea. You need the Flea and then Shiki.
Suki.
She's gorgeous. She's so cute. No, I'm not getting a kitten. I'm not getting a kitten. Nope, I'm not. I have to keep saying these things to myself because I will cave. I'm not getting a kitten. I'm not getting a kitten.
That
I'm
is
trying to
so
move it to where you can see her.
Oh, I can see
Yeah.
her. She's just gorgeous.
Oh,
She's
How's the
Feel
black? I can't remember I can't remember Cassius's crazy black cat. Are they getting along okay, or has this been a problem thus far?
Oh God, he was totally he was not having
my
her to
God,
begin with.
look.
He was just like, fuck this. What the hell is this? Because she is so small compared to him, and he's such a big fucking cat anyway. And
Don't call him a fat fucker.
okay, I won't call him fat, but he's like obese. And
Big bull.
he's just really big. But anyway, and she's really small. But she's he tolerates her, but he's done a little bit better. You know, every time she comes near him and she wants to sniff and she wants to play, she just wants to, you know, it's another cat. And he's not used to that. So he'll like lift up a paw like he's gonna bunk her on the top of the fucking head, and then she just stops, you know. And he's done that quite a few times, but he's become more tolerant, I think, and hopefully within the next week or two, we'll see him being really, you know, like just like a normal cat with another cat.
yeah, they'll bond.
So yeah.
They'll bond. And she'll piss him off and he'll piss her off, and you know, they'll go to their corners and lick their wounds after a while. They'll be fine. They'll be best of friends again. That's just cats. Do you know what I mean?
No, she'll rule. He'll be totally whipped, literally, and she will rule. She'll strut around, tiny as she is, and he will cower.
Yeah.
Because you
You know,
know.
when he brought her home, this fucking blanket that she's laying on in this bed,
Mm.
this came with her, and that's why we've kept it, because this is like the tackiest thing. But I'll keep the blanket for, you know, until maybe another week. And because she's too classy for the animal print, I think.
It
myself.
looks like something Chuff would wear.
Well, maybe just so
Huh?
you can see better, because you know.
Oh, I just heard that. But she's she's sassy and she's sweet. What did she didn't hear? Where did JC go?
Hang on.
Connection.
I think it's her signal. You're back.
I'm
JC.
here. I'm on a really crappy connection, so I'm doing the best I can. But I really want that bunny. Look, it's reaching for me right now. I will save you. So, is that going to be staying in the UK, or are you bringing it back with you, Sam? Because I can be your kitty sitter if you bring her back.
No,
I can't bring her back easy. That's just the thing. There's like a 6-week quarantine back and forth for a pet. So
Oh, well,
he'll have a
if
piece
and
of
when
my
you
heart
do-
when I'm not here. How about that?
well, let me just throw it out there. If you ever need to fly through Canada, or you need, I'll come to the U.S. and get her to babysit. No problem there. I'm your girl.
Okay. But yeah, I went with I
Aw.
toyed with it. I always said that if I had another cat along with Sushi, I was gonna name her Suki. And I didn't even think about it, but then because we were gonna call her I was toying with the idea of Freya.
Sorry, Lady Witch's comment.
Sorry, lady.
So-
As I now have to question
What
my
did you say?
choice of animal print leggings today.
the cat wears them better.
That's my fault.
So,
Sorry, Sam.
so anyway, I toyed with the idea with naming her Freya to go along with Fluky, but then I said nope, she's a Suki. She's definitely a Suki.
Yeah,
Oh.
I would. Yeah, Suki sounds like the perfect name. She looks like a Suki. Oh my God, what a little is she like? She looks like she's fully white, eh? Unless there's a big black spot on the other side that's laying down.
Let me see if I can get it into frame. Can y'all see
Oh,
those
I
two
see
little
it.
black spots on the top of her fucking head?
Oh,
They were a
Eyes
is she
on
gonna
the
sprout
tail.
devil's horns?
So when I go like this, she kind of looks like a demented bunny rabbit, you know?
I think she's after
No.
If I cover her eyes, you just see a bunny.
Horns.
Gizmo, you know,
I don't know if
from
it's-
there, when you cover her eyes, she looks a bit like Gizmo, you know, from the
Again.
Gremlins, the cute one.
Oh,
See, look
The
at,
cute.
she looks like a bunny.
Oh, that's cute.
She's got alien
got-
eyes.
So cute.
You've got alien
Okay, I'm
hands,
gonna jump
like
down. I'm
some
having
people.
problems with this connection.
Okie dokie.
Okay, well,
I
I'm
love you
jumping
guys,
down
but
with
I
you.
can't hear a thing.
And Suki, I gotta get ready. We're gonna go out and take care of some things later on today.
Harass you
Okay.
from the chat.
All right. Well, Salty, thanks for coming up. JC, thank you for coming up.
love you, ladies.
All
I love you, girlies.
All right.
Oh, little
We
fluffy
love you
girl.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Salty.
Bye.
So cute. Woman,
Um,
tell me all about this Viking thing that you're going to be putting up.
Oh, it was just really good. It was just a Viking festival at Haitian, and oh, hang on, I'm here. Shut up, singing the song of his people. It was just really good. And they had like a Viking village. So anybody in the Viking village half, any of the demonstrators or the vendors, they had to be dressed. They couldn't have any modern attire on at all. So if you wear glasses, you couldn't have your glasses. You had to be blind as feck. So it was really good. But there were loads of little kiddies dressed up in like little Viking, and I mean tots. They'd got them all in the Viking outfits, and I loved it. But obviously, I couldn't take photographs because that would just be wrong. Me trying to video, the children in their outfits, but they were mega cute. But yes, it was going back to like the 9th century Dane invasion. So they did the Viking march through the village up to Heysham Head. Where I took the video the other week with the stone coffins and the Saxon church.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we walked up to that following, everybody did follow the Viking procession up, and then they did a bit of a reenactment, like the local Saxon overlord was saying, Danes have been spotted and they're like half a day's ride away, and can I guarantee everyone's going to join in and fight to save you, to save the village. And it was just really good. It was, and being where it was, and it was so bleak, and plus it was pissing down at this point as well. And you thought you could actually envisage this being, the call to arms back over 1,000 years ago. I just found it fascinating. So I got a little bit too heavily involved.
Did you see what Terry just wrote? Where was the midget Viking? What? Who are you calling the midget, you little bollocks?
I know. I was going to say, who's the midget? I hope it's not me. I am 5'2", but my in stature. However, my personality is much bigger.
Yeah, our personality is more like 12.
Oh dear, mate.
Rule the day, you cross kiss. You will rule the day.
No, it was just really good. We've just had a really good weekend. We've done all sorts of crazy shit. So,
Oh, that's great. Well, I hope you recorded some parts that we can see.
yes, I have.
Oh, great.
So I will share that. I will share. Oh, it's a simple man. A good story needs a midget.
You're a shit stirrer, you know that, mister. You're a shit stirrer. Ah, well, listen, and did you dress up? Did you wear all the garb and all?
Oh, did you? No, I just went as a what's it called? An observer.
Oh. Oh, you didn't get dressed up?
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't part. We weren't part of the the reenactment. It's not sealed knot because that's a different period, but they were all kind of reenactors, and yeah, it's just really, really good. But and it's free,
Wow.
so it's literally the local the village, they pay for it every year, and they rely on, if you want to donate you can do, but the parking was free, the entry was free. You could buy things, but yeah, it was really, really good. So yeah, but I'm not going to hog your live telling you all about it. I'll save that for
No,
another
yeah,
time.
hold on to it for yours, because I'm dying to see like what people will you dress up maybe next time if you go?
No,
No.
it's just for people. It's just for the village. It's for the villagers who are there because it's their thing. So we just went along as
normies.
normal people. Yeah, normies.
Yeah.
Although when they were shouting about damn the Danes, and I'm standing there going, because I've got my necklace on, and Stevie's got, I thought I'd bought him a Thor's hammer now, so he's got that, and I'm going, I did. Because we were standing right at the front, right in front of all these actors, and I thought some bugger's going to spot it and go, there are Danish spies in the midst.
Take them to the stocks.
Run them through, skin them alive. So yeah, it was quite funny. But anyway, yeah. So I'm sorry I didn't realise you were live. Like I said, I just walked in.
I wasn't supposed to really be live today. I had a customer that cancelled, so I was kind of, and then I had an hour and a half to myself. So I thought, well, fuck it, I'll go live. Because I was late going live anyway. So I just, I'll pop on and just say hello to everybody and see how people are doing. Hey Tracy, how you doing?
Well, I'm going to say I have to take her off now because I've got to go and pick my friend up. I'm taking her, my friend who's got the MS, and I said I'm going to take her down to get a little bit of shopping. So I'm going to pick her up at 3:30.
Yeah.
So.
Right, I'm going to let you go off, and I'm going to head off as well because I do have things that I have to get back to. As I said, I had an hour and a half to myself, but time is ticking on. So I best move.
Well, great to see you. Great to see you all in chat.
Yeah, but listen, when are you going live again?
It's probably I don't know. Maybe I would say possibly Wednesday because we tend to do stuff Tuesday, Thursday, and then all weekend. So. Okay. Wednesday's probably my best night, but okay. I hope Brian wants a quiz.
Yeah, Brian wants a quiz. Well, I want a quiz.
Well, Brian's picked because I said he could pick the topic, and Brian wants to do an 80s film. Which I'm shit at, but I'll have a go.
Well, listen, if you guys aren't subscribed up to Kiss My Ass, please do. She's got great content on there. Lots of history, lots of ghosties, lots of all sorts of stuff. It's really, really good, really interesting. So you'd love it. So hit the link if you have your link down there. If you haven't, pop your link in there, Kiss, and pop over and give her a subscribe.
Right. Well, I should bugger off. Thank you very much, and I'll see you very soon.
I will talk to you later, my darling. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming up and coming in. Again, thanks to MRE, JC, Salty, Kiss My Axe, and all you wonderful people for coming in, turning up and turning in, as I say. Right, so it's going to be 80s films, so that should be fun. I'm terrible with directors' names. Oh, God, and she's going to do directors' names, isn't she? And producers, of course she is. Okay, well, on that lovely note, wonderful people, I will be here tomorrow, 1:30. Hopefully I'll see you then. Okay, have a good one. Mwah. Love you loads. Bye.